Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Tuplex, and today we're going to start to make red and green science. But first, let me show you a few changes that I've made to the base. First of all, back at the main base, where we used to be making modules, we are now not making modules. I took that whole portion out so that we would stop consuming circuits, and as a result, you can see that our circuit belts are all pleasantly backed up because we're not using those here in the main base to make those modules anymore. The modules area, which is down here, seems to be working fine. We now have about 450 speed modules done, and we've got 3,000 or so productivity modules. The reason we have so many more productivity modules here is because I took the inventory of productivity modules from the main base and I brought it over here just so I didn't have them split up between two locations. So anytime we need modules, we're going to come to this area. The other thing I did just to kind of make things go a little bit more smoothly is, as you can see, I started to set up the rail outposts for the next, at least the next 3 sections that we're going to work on. So I extended the rail network here, and I put the junction coming out and the stacker for each of these. And I'll continue to do this to set these up in advance as we work our way westward. We don't have a lot more to set up at this point. We're going to need red and green science, which we'll do in the same place. We'll do blue science. What are the other ones? The purple science and yellow science. Right, so that's what we have pending here, is to set those 1, 2, 3, 4 sections up to make science packs. We need to make an outpost for the labs that will receive all the science packs and actually conduct the research. And after that, it'll just be a matter of, adding more mining outposts, more trains, expanding the sections that we already got started to their full capacity. So we're getting kind of close to the end. The other thing that I did is I set up like a skeleton or well, I don't know what you would call this, but I set up a sort of a generic production layout here where I've got train stations, roboports, and beacons, but no factories in the middle. And that includes a passenger station and a fuel station. And I made a blueprint of that whole thing. I think I have it in my blueprint book here. Yeah, so I'm calling this the basic production outpost. So from the stacker all the way up, I've got a blueprint of that. So anytime we're going to set up a production area that has fewer than 60 factories required, we can just plop this down and start building. So that'll hopefully make the rest of this go a little bit smoother. Okay, you can also see a lot of biter corpses around. When I expanded over here, there was a huge biter base up here that I took out. And it took me a little while to clear all the biters as they were coming in, but I won the battle, as you can see. All right, so let's get started with red and green science production. I did decide on this basic outpost to use the controlled train network. I've already renamed all the stations here. So this is red, green in, this is red, green unload, and red, green out. So for this particular station, we only need to bring in 3 ingredients. We need copper plates, iron plates, and green circuits to make the inserters. So once we get done here, we'll set up a few trains to bring those items in. Now, If I look at the Factorio planner, and basically what I did is I took that set of calculations and I removed all the science packs except red and green. That way I can see only what we need for red and green science. And actually, before we begin, I'm gonna align these roboports better. Because this part up here is a mirror of what's down there, but it's not symmetrical. There we go. Nope, that's still not right. Oh, you know what? The beacons are not lined up either. I've got this whole thing shifted. All right, so let me fix this before we move on, because I'll want to fix my blueprint as well. Okay. Okay, so that should have all the beacons aligned. Okay, yep, good. All right, and then I'll need to redo this blueprint as well. So let me get a new blueprint. Okay. And we called this basic production outpost. Save that. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, I removed everything except red and green science packs from Factorio Planner. That way I can see only what gear and belt and inserter production is needed for red and green science. So my idea here is to put, green science on one side and red science on the other side. So let's start with red. Now we need 12 machines making red science packs. And I know that for red and green put together, we're going to need 2.2 machines making gears. Right, so I'm going to round that up to 3. And the gears are going to require a lot of iron coming in at a high rate of speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those close to the center here. Okay, let me get some modules from the train. Yeah, I'll just grab all of those. I should get some extra chests as well. Okay, so if we load productivity modules in here, and then if we power these up, I'll just do this for now. I'll probably need to move those. There we go. And let's power up the beacons as well. What I want to do is get a good estimate on how fast these are going to be running. Okay, so here we're going to have a crafting speed of 5.5 and a base speed of 0.5. So 0.5 divided by 5.5 means that every 0.09 seconds we're going to be making a gear wheel. So if we were going to do this, like, how many cycles per second? It's 2 times 5.5 is 11. So we're going to be doing 11 cycles per second. And each cycle needs 2 iron plates. So that's 22 iron plates per second. And the reason I'm doing these calculations is because I want to make sure that we can feed it with a single stack inserter. And based on that calculation, we can, because a single stack inserter can do about 27 per second. We need 22 per second. But we're going to have to make sure that each one of these gears has its own requester chest. Well, no, we don't. No, we don't have to have all the same requester chests. All right, let me remove these power poles. They just have to have their own inserter. All right. So we can do the requester there. And then we can have a provider like that. Okay, so those, let's see. Yep, and we can power it like that. Right, so these guys are going to provide the gears for all the red and green science packs. All right, and again, let me just power everything up here. I wonder if I have... No, I don't have... I think I might have room to use a substation. Like if I put one here and another one there. I'll see if I can make that fit so that we don't have power poles everywhere. And then we'll put a light there. Yay! More mining productivity. Okay, and then I'm going to right click and copy onto this chest. So the game is estimating that we need 660 plates in this chest. But I think it's only estimating for one machine. Yeah. So I should really triple this quantity, which would be, let's see, 1800 plus 180, 1980. All right, so bots are going to be going crazy bringing iron plates here. And then these I will, actually I'll limit these to 2 stacks each. All right, so we've got the gears, and now that we have the gears, we can start making the, oh no, that's not going to work. We can start doing the red circuits. Or the red science, rather. Yeah, we're going to have to use regular power poles. Okay, and we're going to need 12, so let's see if we can fit 6 on each side. And we cannot. We can get 5 on that side. And I'm guessing it'll be another 5 on this side. Yeah. All right, so then we'll need 2 more over here. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so let's set up the red science. All right, we'll put our, put our modules in. And then over here, we'll have to put in the regular power poles. Okay, so now red science just has to request the gears and the plates, copper plates. This is going to have a cycle of 5 seconds normally, with a speed of 5.5. So that means it's going to be less than a second per science pack. And we need to insert 2. So I think we'll be able to use blue inserters on the inputs and outputs here. Okay, and I'll limit that to a single stack on the output. And where should we put these power poles? Yeah, let's do them on the outside like that. That way we'll get the most coverage on the beacons. And then we can put a light there in the middle. All right, now this is asking for 29 and 29, which again, I'm gonna double since we have 2 machines using the same chest. Okay, and actually I'm gonna remove these other ones just because I'm gonna copy and paste this unit here. All right, so that's 2, 4. All right, and now that doesn't work. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. And then we can just do 10, 12. I want to bring this closer, even though it's going to be asymmetrical. Or I could just flip it over. Oh no, it's the same, even if I make it upside down. Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just have it be asymmetrical. Now we have the room. But then I'm going to waste modules. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Alright. This bothers me, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is precisely what we needed. And now we can remove the beacons that we don't need, which are all those. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do 6 and 6? No, this is fine like that. let me see here. That's 4, that's 8. And then we only need 4 up here. So we can remove that one. And we can remove that one. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. All right, and then we can obviously remove a lot of these beacons if they're not going to be affecting anything. Okay, and then we just need to add a few extra power poles to make sure that everything gets powered up. And actually, I don't think that we need these extra roboports now. Yeah, we can get rid of these too because we're not using this last row. So these roboports here will give us the coverage that we need. We might still need to add more just for the purposes of charging, but for now that looks okay. All right. Now for green science, we need to produce belts and inserters. So the green science setup is going to be a little bit more involved. So, and again, we'll put I think what we'll do is we'll put the belts and inserters here in the first row. There. So that'll be our first one. We'll put the belts and inserters in the first row since that's where most of the material is going to be going. And then we'll put the green science production itself in the second and third rows if we need those. Okay, so we're going to need 5.3 making inserters and 2.7 making belts. All right, so that'll be 3 making belts in total. So let's go ahead and make this the transport belt section. And I think I'd like to put well, let's look at this. Yeah, we have 2 items in and 2 items out. So I guess it doesn't matter if we put requester here in the center or not. But we'll do a similar setup as we did with the gears. So we'll put the outputs up here. I'll limit those to 2 stacks. Now these can't use productivity modules. And actually this calculation of needing 2.7 of these, let me just double check. Yeah, that does not consider using speed modules either. Now, if I set that up to use speed modules, then the number drops down to 1. But then it's going to be so fast, I don't think that we're going to be able to feed it properly. So I'll just leave it like this. We'll sacrifice a little bit of speed just for sanity when it comes to the inserters. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and use stack inserters on all of these. And then we'll put the power poles in a... Actually, what if I do this instead? No, that's okay. This is fine the way it was. Okay, and then like we did before, let's power this up so that we can see how much we're going to need here. All right, so this is saying 300 and 300. We got a crafting speed of 5 on these. Oh, looks like we need a power pole here. Yeah, for those beacons. Okay, let's do that again. 375 and 375. Okay, so we need to multiply those by 3. What's 375 times 3? 900. 11. Alright, I'm just going to say 1200. I haven't consumed enough coffee to do that. Alright, so a lot of the gears from down here are going to end up coming up here. And then outputs are limited. Okay, so that's good. Alright, well, we've run out of time, unfortunately, so I will continue this in the next episode. In the meantime, in between episodes, I will set up the supply trains so that we'll start bringing in materials while we finish the rest of the green science production. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.